Hey everybody, welcome back to GWN. I am Noctair, your host. So it's the end of the season, which means that a lot of us are out kind of scrambling to get a couple extra cups. And I'm no different. I have been as well. I'm doing pretty good, I think. But I thought it might be interesting just to take a look at some recent 3-star replays. So I got two videos for you. This first one here is between, we'll call it 3,500 and 4,500. And we'll start off here with Bell running a Mitch on a fairly standard kind of box-based design, if you will. You can see that this player thought ahead and put a few bombs out there. We've got the Mega Mine in the corner, so if he had brought all of his witches in from the corner, he would have seen his attack end very quickly. Players are still doing that, and that's especially prevalent down in the 3,000s, and I think, if memory serves, this one was actually around 3,500, so that's about right. A lot of Night Witch attacks still happening down in the 3,000s. The games that I've got down there, I've got my own bases set up with a Mega Mine in a corner and traps out and about in the rest of the game grid, not necessarily just within the base itself, because that's really the best way, if not the only way, to knock these Night Witches out. You gotta watch out for players that send things like Giants or the Battle Machine down from the corner to kind of clear the minefield and make things look nice for the Night Witches so they can get through. But here we see Bell, he recovered from it nicely. He spread his witches out, which is one of the ways that you can run Mitch that, well, it prevents you from just, you know, dying right away to the very first thing that hits whatever your pack is coming up on, whether it's a Mega Mine in a corner or they happen to get in a group and end up going up where there's some kind of splash damage, like from the multi-mortar or the roaster, you know, whatever. Yeah, that's why you want to kind of spread them out a little bit. Now here's one with GTI. He's going to run GiCarts on this, well, we'll call it non-standard looking base. I designed a base similar to this here recently, and as many times as I ran it through, I could never get it to where it would defend against both air and ground. I had it so it was defending ground really, really well, but then all you had to do was come in and hit it with a Shimi Minion Drops, and it was all over with. So I finally ended up abandoning that base, and that was a long run of base making. Man, I want to say I worked on bases for like 5 or 6 hours that night, just trying to come up with something new and unique, something different that I could run that, you know, we haven't seen. And in the end, everything I came up with, it was solidly weak to either ground or air, and typically just one specific attack. Although when you're dealing with ground, you get these cannon carts, and there's a couple of different cannon cart strats that you can use, whether it's a GiCart or a GiBoCC or a big Bard or just a Bard or, you know, whatever. Those tend to kind of flow the same, and a base that defends against one will usually defend against the others, and vice versa, meaning if it can't defend very well against one, you'll typically end up suffering at the hands of the others as well. The ground game is still very much the strong point of the game, but we're seeing a lot more attacks from the air now all over, both 3,000 and 4,000 as well, even into the 5,000s, which I'll have in the second video here. And the reason is because so many people have been defending so strongly against the ground attack that air is kind of making a little bit of a comeback. We're starting to see more people defending against air as well, though, just because, you know, they know that you have to defend as much as you can against both. So we got here, oh yeah, this is Pod, and he is going to be running a Shimi Minion Drop. Take your pick. A lot of people call it one way, some call it the other. He is running right about 4,200, 4,300 trophies, I think, when he did this. So this is up into the 4,000s now. Actually, the next two are 4,000. I think Stuff's 43, 4,400. And the last one with Phoenix Abyss is going to be right about 4,000 as well. So you're seeing some 4,000 trophy ranking attacks now. Minion Drops is still a great strategy to use, especially if you have it maxed, which a lot of players do right now. You don't want to just drop everything and step away. That doesn't really work very well. And you'll see in these replays, none of us do that. You'll usually drop a few of your drop ships first, just to kind of soften things up and get the tanks in the front, and then you'll drop a line of beta minions behind. In some cases, like Pod did here, you want to spread them out. You need to take a look at the base and determine where are the high hit point structures, where are the lower hit point structures. Lower hit point things being, I don't know what, you got the army camps, for example. Technically, the resource collectors will count in there, you know, so I mean, there's a little bit lower. Whereas the higher stuff, obviously, it's, you know, it's going to take a while for your minions to chew through it. So here we got stuffs running a GiBoCC. That's Boxer Giants, Bombers, and Cannon Carts. And he comes in from the right, and you may or may not notice, this is one of those asymmetrical bases that I've been kind of advertising. Stuffs is running at around 4,400 trophies here, and he just comes right in from the side, knocks down a few walls, and proceeds to destroy this base. So, still a good base in general. A lot of people take a look at these asymmetrical bases and kind of go, "Rawr." It's different. It's not your usual layout. It's something that can be very difficult to process for a lot of players. At least up until, you know, you start getting the really experienced players in the 5,000 range. But it works pretty well otherwise. I think I'm running this one on 2 of my games. The KVN game has got it up right now. I think you might have seen that there at the beginning of the episode, and I think it comes up again at the end of the episode as well. But still like the base, still running a lot. It's one of 3 or 4 that I run regularly across all of my games. I'm running a dozen games, 10 of which, yeah, I think it's 10, are at Builder Hall 8 right now. So still like this base and still use it quite a lot. But as you can see here, Stuffs has made very quick work of it. He's taken it out very nicely for a 3-star. Last replay that I've got for you here is another Minion Drops. This one's a little bit lower than that last one. It's right about 4,000 trophies. And this is the Phoenix Abyss game. And this is another diamond base. And this one's actually shaped pretty much dead on like a diamond. Or it could be an open box, depending upon how you want to take a look at it. Really, any base can be looked at without the walls when you're running an air attack, because generally speaking, walls just aren't an issue for your air attack, specifically Minion Drops. A lot of players are starting to use baby dragons now, and you'll start to see more of that popping up now that, you know, people are getting it up to level 16. And of course, with the recent fix to the power potion, you can now experience all of the troops at their max level for your particular star laboratory, and you'll have the right number. So if you pop a power potion and you've only got, say, level 10 baby dragons, they'll become level 16 and you'll have 3 per camp. So that was fixed in this last update, which is absolutely awesome. Found that out by accident when I was working on the home village and popped a power potion and zipped over to the builder base to run an attack. And this is on one of my other games. And lo and behold, I had 3 baby dragons in my camp, even though they were like level 10 or something like that. So I was pleased to see that. Definitely very happy to see it. So there we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 replays on the builder base, all end of season, all in the last day or 2 here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back again in another day with some more that will be running from 4,500 all the way up to 52, 5,300. So stay tuned, and thanks a lot for sticking around to the end. Drop me an email, comments down below, and I will catch y'all later. Take care. Bye-bye.